You tell me when it's right.
Yeah, it's good.
Is it good?
Fine.
You good there?
Yeah.
Back to it.
Yeah. Well,
It's not.
It was all right.
You turned it down a bit.
Well, hello once again, Listenerland. Thanks for joining us. As you can see, or you will hear later on, that for another episode, we have again Mr. John Fox.
Okay, enough.
Wait for the ladies to
He's
get
not that
tired.
famous. And
I am in my own lunchtime.
we can't turn off.
We pulled him in off at Streets on the last one.
Again.
And Geoff just made a coffee, so he says he'll stay for one more.
One more coffee. That's it.
So I would like to...
sorry, go on.
Oh, go on.
No.
I started
sorry,
out last
I
one.
jumped in way too early. Sorry, go on.
I don't think you're sorry, Wayne.
So a couple of months ago, I told you about Dolly Parton's Rockstar album.
How did that go? Was it good?
Apparently it went down extremely well.
Really?
But I'd like to just say that on the 19th of... I don't know what time or date this is going out, but on the 19th of January of this year, Dolly Parton became 78 years old.
78.
So that'll be a birthday today. As we record.
Yes.
As we record, yes.
Not to give away any dates and times
Happy
that we're
birthday,
recording
Dolly.
this.
And happy birthday, Dolly. And as you all might have noticed or heard before, I think she's a great singer. I've always liked Dolly, always have done. But as a birthday present to her listeners, what she's done is she's re-released Rockstar. And she's re-released Rockstar in the deluxe version.
Hold on.
Where you get an extra 9 tracks.
Okay,
Very good.
right.
4 of them are new tracks, and 5 of them are covers of how she thinks it should have been done.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a bit, we've been down this avenue before about how she thinks it should have been done.
Now,
In fact, well,
sorry,
we
Dolly.
all listened to the last album that she fetched out, I presume,
Yeah.
I didn't listen to all of it, but enough of it to form an opinion.
to get the gist. And, well...
Now be careful what you said, because this is a
this
birthday present, so don't, be easy on her.
but
And
fair
she's a
dues.
78-year-old woman.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
know.
Be
but-
kind.
I know, I'll try and
She
be
wears
kind,
flesh
but
gloves.
That
Yeah.
3-legged stool, and you get the old... let's milk that cow as
Pretend-
much as we can.
Just pretend she's in aisles at Asda and she's trying to get past you. Be a little bit,
Well, you
know.
won't be able to get past her, would you?
She won't get
Not
past. She won't get
not
past
without a
me.
stare.
She turned sideways.
She won't get
Yeah,
past
no
me.
chance.
There's not enough petrol in her tank to get around me.
So, yeah.
But I'm afraid the last album was nothing to shout about. And if this is
What, you were saying
attempt-
Rockstar wasn't a classic?
No, it wasn't a classic.
Really?
I don't think it'll go
Oh,
down.
come on.
No.
What
It
about
was-
Purple Rain?
What about it?
What about
More
Stairway
like,
to Heaven?
more like Purple Pain.
What about it?
Come on.
None of it to me. No, she was way out of depth, I think.
I think so. I'm
Really?
going to agree with you. As much as I do love Dolly, and I think she's great, I think she stepped... She
Too
paddled,
far
she
beyond.
paddled in the wrong pond.
She's
It
been given
was.
some bad advice, I think.
I think, honestly,
And maybe she thought, yeah, that's what she wanted to do, but
She's quite entitled to have a go.
yeah, absolutely.
But she unfortunately missed the mark by quite some way.
Do you know
be-
what
to
got
be-
it
to be
with
fair,
me
though-
is she's known as a country singer.
Mm-hmm.
She sings like a country singer.
yeah.
She sounds like a country singer.
What
So
are you
to
saying?
me,
What are you saying?
she's a country singer.
Oh,
If it smells like a country singer and it looks like a
But she
country singer,
doesn't-
God
she-
dang it, it's a country singer.
Oh,
if it
God
walks like a
damn,
duck,
son
if
of
it
a
walks
bitch.
like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
But I think she can't alter her style enough.
No, she can't. No, she can't.
So she's gonna sing it straight down, Dolly Parton.
country.
That's it.
She dresses country. She talks country.
I don't mind
she
that.
sings country. No, I don't mind that. But Dolly Parton is country. She's not classic rock.
Here's a question for you then.
Right. Can I just interject here?
Yeah.
Just going to
Interject.
throw one in.
Chuck it in.
Have you heard another massive country artist, Carrie Underwood? Have you heard her when she sings rock?
No, I
when she
haven't,
does
no.
Paradise City with Slash and GNR,
No.
and
No,
I mean,
yeah.
she can move her voice about. So for me, yeah, that
There's
works.
certain
That
artists, there's
works.
certain artists then.
I'm sorry, Dolly. It's a no for me.
Yeah, it's a big no for me. The album's terrible.
There's certain artists that can change the persona. We were talking the other week about Lady Gaga and people like that.
Tremendous voice.
Oh, yeah.
Lady Gaga.
Not the
Brilliant.
pop singer that you think she is. She's actually
Can I just put in
a great
here
singer.
and give you a round of applause?
Oh, me?
Yes,
Oh, thank you very much.
because that's the first time in 18 months you've remembered a name and not notified us the meat-dressed
The
woman.
meat dress woman. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
She's a
I
very,
have a problem with Lady Gaga.
she's a
Her
very
name's
talented.
actually Stephanie. So can we now refer to her as Stephanie?
No, a stage name's Lady Gaga.
We know her as Stephanie.
but
But
not-
what-
Even in
Performance.
films,
Steph.
she refers to herself as a gaga.
A gaga.
A gaga. However, back to the Dolly thing and Purple Rain, which she's getting a bit of heat for. But on that,
Yeah, apparently it's not going down well, has it?
well, it was crap.
It
But
won't crap.
on that,
Won't mince your words, will
on
it?
that, well, I'll say it is. It was crap.
We have
but
lawyers
who-
in hand.
Who would you have do a good version of Purple Rain? Because
Prince.
aside from Prince, because it's one of those songs where it's not untouchable. Because I used to believe that certain songs are untouchable, but I don't believe that anymore. I feel like I feel like you shouldn't be a music Nazi. So but
What's that? Music nuts?
yeah, there's no space for music.
Yeah,
like-
I agree with you, because
and
I
it's-
used to think that
yeah,
way.
it's
I used
easy to
to
know,
think-
like,
I
oh,
used to
nobody
think-
should do John Lennon's Imagine.
Yeah.
Anyone can do it, but
I tell you
apart from
what,
Avril Lavigne.
I would like to.
but who would do a
hear-
good job of it?
I don't know if I'd like to think they'd do a good job of it, but I'd like to hear Rival Sons do it.
Do what?
Purple Rain.
I think it's a solo artist job.
No, well, hear me out here. So
It's not a band job. It's a solo
to
artist
do the
job.
song, I don't mean to say cover it.
What they call him? Jay what?
Buchanan.
Jay Buchanan.
Jay Buchanan.
It's Neil's
would be able
brother.
to sing it as a solo
Yeah,
artist.
I think he'd do. I think Rival
Sorry,
Sons.
It's
would
Neil's
do-
brother, isn't it?
I'm sorry.
Neil Buchanan. This is Art Attack. Anyway, so
Loving one.
like,
Sorry, we just interrupted you.
but it's not a cover. It's not like, oh, we'll do a really good cover. Who would make it their own? Who would do a good
I think
rendition
Rival
of it?
Sons.
A speculation that though, and I don't think anybody could really.
Well, this
do-
is the thing. So we're giving Dolly heat about it, but like, who could? Because it's a difficult. It's an iconic song.
Bruno Mars.
Oh, Bill Maynard.
Bruno Mars. I think he could
It's
do.
not a bad shout.
He could do a version of Purple Rain. And the only reason I'm saying that is, and this is not racist.
Yeah,
by
but
any
it
stretch,
fetched Pharrell
it's from
bloke
that-
in with him.
It's
Tiny,
tiny.
it's small.
Is it Will that Pharrell?
Oh no, I don't want him
Oh,
in it.
it
no.
fetch him with Bruno.
No, just
Because everywhere
Bruno Mars
stuck
is
up his
quite a
arse.
talented guy. Plays lots of instruments. He's a little bit similar to Prince in that respect. I think he could do a version that was sufficiently different, but still paying homage to the original. And that's what I'd like to hear. I don't want to hear it taken
Yeah,
No.
too
that's what I mean.
far away.
No,
That's
no.
what I mean. Like not covered, just like
I want to hear a version that's
Within
tipping
the,
its hat
yeah.
to the original,
within
but,
the vicinity
but still
of
like moving
that.
it to where you go. Oh,
Because
yeah, I like
in the
that.
respect of Lady Gaga is a tremendous artist and a great
She
voice,
is,
but you
yeah.
can imagine her doing a really good cover of it.
Well,
like a
funny
really,
enough, I'm actually going on the female side. I'm
Right.
thinking
Bonnie Tyler.
No. Unfortunately,
Gary
Bonnie's
Glitter.
not into the equation.
Double
No,
G.
Double G's not there.
Double G's not there.
Double G's not there.
Oh, dear.
No, I was thinking straight away that,
Got to get him in.
A
haven't we?
female
Gotta squeeze him in.
artist.
He hasn't been in for a while.
and I don't know which one it would be. It would have to somebody else got some real, strength at vocal.
Beyonce.
Beth Orr.
No, not Beyonce.
No, but like
Beth Orr.
Beth
No.
on, on piano.
I can't
on
be
her
doing
own.
that.
Yeah,
I can't be
Beth
doing
Orr on her own.
I can't be doing that
piano.
wobble
Yes.
bit. I can't be doing that
With a
wobble
big
bit.
blistering solo
Yes.
on back of it.
Absolutely.
no,
We're
it's
from Joe Bones.
too
Yes.
much
Joe's
vibrato.
there in background.
I can't be doing
With
that.
his new girlfriend.
That truly no, I
That
can't be
might
doing
be his
that.
girlfriend.
No, but I
He
think
needs to go in opposite
somebody
direction.
with a good. What about her that you went to see in that band?
Annie Lennox.
No,
Lizzie
Annie
Ale.
Lennox.
Lizzie Ale.
See how I'm going with that one?
Mm,
she's
I'm liking that. I'm liking that
raw.
actually.
Yeah,
Li-
but exactly.
I like
But
it.
it's understated.
Like
Yeah.
a rawness.
Which one? Lizzie Ale.
No, she sings for a band, and you were knocked out with her vocals.
Lizzie
Lizzie
Ale.
Ale does.
Yeah.
from Hailstorm.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
all,
Lizzie Hale. What a voice she's got. Absolutely unbelievable.
On that theme, then,
Brilliant.
theme, you could go with somebody like.
Do you know, now we've mentioned
Alter
it.
Bridges singer.
Miles Kennedy.
Miles Kennedy.
Do you know, now we've mentioned it, all them names have been thrown to that, and I don't think anybody can do a better version than Beth Hart.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's
Leonard Cohen.
It's
No.
No, but you laughing.
I'm
No,
not. I'm
it's-
not.
It
I'm
would,
not.
be, it would be very different, wouldn't it?
It
It
would.
screams Beth
Yeah.
Hart.
It would make the lyrics.
I don't.
more
I don't
prominent.
want that truly vibrato that Beth Hart's got.
I have a big issue with Beth Hart. I think we mentioned it last time you were on, actually, John.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
She grates on me because it seems too obvious.
I like it, but it's just, then when she starts getting, I'll be turned off
She's
by
got a
that.
vibrato, which is a vibrato that I am not a fan of, but I can't deny a voice. A voice
it's a great
is soft
voice.
scale good.
Brilliant.
But you know when she sits down at a piano and she sings something really gentle,
Yeah.
her voice is really
Yes,
good then. I mean, really.
absolutely.
I think it's better then
Superb.
than when she's hitting.
Yeah, it is.
I know this might sound sacrilege, but I think her version of Not Much City Limits is actually a bit better than Tina's.
That sounds
It's
sacrilege.
sacrilege,
Easy
yeah.
now, easy now.
But she blows that song.
Yeah, she does.
Easy.
Oh, she does.
Horse guitarist.
Joe Bones.
Absolutely.
There you go.
There you go. That's why I like it.
Got to show him in, haven't we?
You
We
gotta
haven't had him in.
put you gotta put Joe there.
Stand up.
Did you know? Did you know that according to a study done by Fender,
According to a study done by Joe Bonamassa.
By Joe Bonamassa.
well, I wouldn't be surprised if we weren't involved. A study done by, in conjunction with Fender, 45% of new starters to the guitar
Love Bonamassa.
love that.
Yeah, it is. It's
like that.
brilliant. It's my favourite Brewdog.
It's
That
what's
voice, nice,
it's what's known in the trade as a decent drop.
But
I
I'm
think
turning it around because that period is gone.
Yeah.
it is, but I think that is the best Brewdog beer I've ever had.
It's all right.
I don't mind it when we're in this like scenario. I can
But it's
when I'm
nice.
sat in
but
here
it's
on my
But when
nice
you're on a
when
long
it's-
drive home, it's not so
yeah,
good.
when I'm in car.
But it's nice when it's that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When it's what?
I think it's great.
Xmas.
Okay, we'll turn balls around.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, you know,
For all our viewers in Lapland and
say it like it is, I say.
Double G.
anyway, so were you?
You were saying,
So, back to Daft Lad. So, according to the study done by Fender,
why did you look round?
To make sure this is.
All right. So,
Sorry,
he
Alex.
went- you went back to Daft Lad, he went. I'm like, so I went, what are you looking at?
I thought immediately we'd all look at you.
And I just acted dumb. Thought you were all on about me.
I'm looking at corner for a wee person.
I am losing the will to live now. I'll just make that note. According to a joint effort with Fender, 45% of people who started playing guitar in 2020
Which
were,
really,
Pandemic.
were female.
Was it pandemic? That?
I can understand.
There
that.
are a lot of
Get that.
fantastic,
Were female.
really, really good female guitar players on social media.
Aren't they?
Oh, it's,
Aren't they? They're just.
It is sickening. And
Do you know? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you actually pointed this out.
I think I
you,
called it.
You did call it. You said that there's going to be a proliferate
Yeah.
of guitar players after the pandemic.
Because
And
didn't you
there
say
is.
that,
There
didn't you
is.
say that the guitar sales had gone up?
They'd never sell
Pandemic.
any. They'd never sell so much guitars.
Yeah.
It was the gold rush for guitars.
I'll be honest with you, because when all pubs were shut and I couldn't go out. I spent so much money during that pandemic period just buying bits of equipment, and it's all gone now. I just sold it.
Yeah.
But because I had nothing else to spend my money on,
Yeah.
so I just bought bits of shit that I thought I wanted. I didn't.
But the interesting
Just wanted
thing
to try
about
it.
all of this is that so you got all this young generation. It's like, oh well, I'll learn the guitar, and then they'll pick up the guitar. So now it's gonna in the next couple of years, it's gonna get to a point where it's gonna be bearing fruit, and you're gonna get hopefully, a lot of guitar oriented music. I got a lot of like live.
But here's my issue, and it's not just my issue. I listen to a lot of podcasts, as we all do around this table, and there's a massive influx of Instagram and TikTok musicians, not just guitarists, musicians,
You mean
drummers,
influencers?
well, whatever they want to call themselves. You know, that you've got, like I say, you can have a young 4-year or 5-year-old girl in China, and she's ripping John Petrucci Dream Theater solos off.
Yeah.
And then you'll have a 16-year-old boy in wherever, and he's rocking, you know, whatever hardest solo you could ever think of. But I've been listening to a lot of pro that have been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years, guitarists. And they're all knocked out with this. They're all saying, this is fantastic. This is wonderful. Can they do it in the heat of battle? When they're on a stage in front of 20,000 people, their amp goes down.
I'm going to take
They
it
break
back.
a string.
Yeah.
Drummer smashes a stick and half of it comes and hit you in the back of the head. Something goes wrong. There's a bit of shit with your amp or
I
whatever.
don't think it needs to be 20,000.
Can they do it then?
I know what you're saying. 'Cause
It can
you're
be,
saying
it can
it's
be
like,
250 people.
Well, yeah.
No, but I think
Local
That's
bar.
when
It
you
can be
know,
70 people in colours.
they've learnt a dance routine, but they don't know the theory. Like, is that what you're saying? Like they can throw out the shapes from that for that song, but they don't know how to. If they fall over, they don't know how to
listen.
recover it. Is that what you mean?
I've been playing guitar for 50 years. The hardest thing about it is not the playing the guitar; it's people looking at you.
That's easy for you to say.
It's true. It's a fact. You can go on there and think, I know everything. I know what I need to do. Right. All of a sudden, you plug in, lights go up. There's 200 people looking at you. Lots of people's asses start twitching. It's a fact. And then you find out, can you do it?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you have to be a virtuoso. If you just think, I know my part and I'll just play my part, and when all of a sudden, I've seen too many people do it, when lights come on and people had stood there looking at you going, come on, impress me. I've seen asses go like that.
What impresses you, John, with guitar playing? Now, is it when somebody can nail the song note by note, or is it when they can like venture off and they can create something like new within that song?
Yes,
Because,
that's
like-
what I'd like to know.
Well,
because
is it, they don't have to do like 100 million notes.
I
per
don't
second.
think you addressed that to John.
I didn't want to say. I didn't want to say,
Maybe
John.
not, but
But
It's not. Is it not the 1,000 notes a second, and it's not necessarily 3 notes. It's just like, what is it that makes the difference between a good player hitting the live stage?
well, it's a good question, but can I just?
Well, obviously it's not.
No, it is. It is. But all right, yes, good question.
what impresses me personally about a guitar player is not what it used to be 20 years ago.
Why?
Because I'm a little bit older and I hope maybe I'm a little bit wiser.
No, but
I don't know.
like
people would dispute that, but
I guess what
It's-
something in my mind. What I'm trying to
it's
get at is
tone. Have you got a good tone?
right.
And that tone should be all and end all.
But is that tone to be similar to what you're trying to play? What I'm trying to get at is there's something from somebody playing the guitar like Joe Satriani perfectly, like bang on, right? And then there's something from somebody creating something
Yeah,
which has not been heard before.
but you're never going to get that.
Well, I like that. What makes what is the good guitar? What is like the thing that you would consider to you? What would stand out to you? Is it somebody who can really play like somebody, or somebody that has their own sound?
Somebody who has their own sound,
Right.
definitely. If you go, like your dad said, dear, if you blister and throw a million notes in from word go, you've basically dumped all your secrets.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
You know.
expression before.
All the guitar players that we look up to and like, excuse me, especially the ones that can really blaze.
Joe Bonamassa.
But he doesn't show it off in first bit, does he?
No.
He saves it a bit, and then he'll just drop a bit in.
There's that thing, isn't there? Like avoid the high notes.
It's having the. No, I'm not.
There's something that you once said to me, and it's a lot of years ago now.
Having everything in your armoury.
And you said, never show all your cards.
Well, exactly.
You've got to know when to fold them, know when to walk away.
Yeah.
You've got to be a gambler. See? But if you go and see a band and opening number at first solo,
It chucks
and this
everything
guy
in.
throws everything he's got at you, what's he got left to give?
I guess that's like BB King, right? So a lot of people regard BB King as like a great guitar player, but he doesn't throw all his cards out.
Well, he only ever played 3 notes.
And he did a lot with those 3 notes.
It is, yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, he's
There's a
not.
lot you can do with 3 notes.
He's not Eddie Van Halen by any means, but that's a completely different horse.
Of course it is, yeah.
But nonetheless,
You nearly had to get the old defibrillator out.
But there's a lot you can do with 3 notes, Wayne.
You can't say 3 notes. BB King, 3 notes.
well, if you consider that a complex song is made up of like roughly 8 notes.
We all know that B.B. King never played a chord in his life.
He didn't know chords, did
You
he?
couldn't play chords.
Exactly. So he just played little triangles of notes.
Well, have we seen that documentary?
triangle
Rattle
means
and
3.
Hum,
3 note.
where is with the Edge in America, and it's like, I don't know chords.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
chords.
Edge is like doing this stuff. He's like, well, okay, we'll see what goes on.
And he don't play thirds.
No,
He wouldn't play thirds. So that must have been awkward.
Oh.
He don't play chords and he'd play thirds.
Well, that was a conscious decision, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On their part.
Yeah,
on
well,
you
yeah.
two. I found that interesting.
Yeah, you're not
Right.
actually falling off there because he only actually played 5.
Well, 5 notes, a
Yeah.
pentatonic scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played the root, and then if you went down neck, he played 2 frets down, 1 string down, 1 string up, and then so it looks like a house type of thing, like
Yeah.
that. Which were the minor, and then if he went up, so he played that note again, but went up, and then they played the same. That was the major.
So okay, bring it. The Edge. Now we've spoken about this before. How we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. How
But we know him as Dave, don't we?
Dave Edgian,
Dave from
Edginson.
Dave from Bottom Road.
So Edged a lot.
Dave from Bottom
Dr.
Road.
Edge.
Old Evans.
Sir Mince-a-lot.
But
that's Bono, isn't it?
he wouldn't bend his notes, and
No.
even though he knew how to play the blues licks and stuff, he made a conscious decision when he was younger.
Yeah.
Although he says, but I don't know if it was like a happy accident. He just like sort of like counter reflected on it, but he wouldn't bend notes because he wanted to do something
I
different to what other people were
don't
saying.
necessarily believe that because I can't.
A part of me
it's
doesn't want to believe
something-
it.
And I know what you're saying because I've heard that conversation myself when he said that because it's something you can say after the fight.
Yeah.
It's not when you're growing up and you're desperate to learn all
A
these different things.
19-year-old kid doesn't.
And then you want to
be.
be pretentious.
I think-
Oh,
No, I actually think it's right there.
Yeah.
I think when they were forming the band and they wanted to find an identity, and he was desperate to find an identity away from
yeah.
the
blues oriented stuff.
established. I don't know whatever we want to label it as. I think he did say, "I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that." And all of a sudden, it started working for him.
And it sounds completely different.
And then they found, by doing that, I think they found a sound.
Yeah, massively. He's. I mean, it's easy to pop shots at YouTube because, you know, the political stuff and all that stuff. But I consider The Edge to be one of my top 5 guitar players. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. Purely because he isn't like everybody else, but he's created so many memorable
In terms
things.
of soundscapes,
So many memorable songs.
I don't think there are many better that can.
And he
you know,
writes lyrics as well. But I mean, that's not guitar.
That's a
playing.
good description for it, a soundscape. And it does create them, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I suppose that's why they had him for Sphere with you too.
Yeah.
Because it's the best venue for that.
So going back to your answer to one of his questions
What was
a
that?
couple of questions ago about tone and feel.
Oh, guitar playing.
So you guys might not know, well, some of you might know, but us around this area of South Yorkshire know you for your guitar playing. And everybody says why is this so good? And I would say 8 out of 10 say because of his feel and his tone. Is that something you worked on? Because you thought it was important?
Yeah.
Or is that just something that you've
No,
got?
I didn't just that.
Or you've got?
And to this day,
Or was it, alluding to what...
Yeah.
Or was it the guitar players that you looked up to that you were following?
yeah. And this is one thing I've sat down and thought, because I haven't been around for almost 12 months. And since that, I've sat down and thought, would it a conscious decision on my part to search for tone, or would it like influences from outside? And I think there are a lot of influences coming from outside. Where I heard guitarists growing up, you got your Richie Blackmores, you got Hendrix, Tony Iommi, all your 60s and 70s. I was a massive Van Halen fan, massive. I just loved everything guitar. Wishbone Ash, Robin Trower, you name it. And every one of them had got tone.
Michael
Schenker.
What makes a good tone though? Like I know it's subjective, but like to you,
Well, it's probably something that don't grate on your ears for a start.
So
You know, if you go,
well, in
the
that,
guitarist strikes up, you go, oh, Jesus Christ, that hurts, or that's...
There's nothing treble about it.
all right, but there's a completely different tone between Robin Trower and Jimmy Page.
But
Now,
the other thing about tone
we
is...
spoke recently that you've only just sort of like
got Jimmy Page.
Yeah.
Only just recently. But the other thing about tone is vibrato.
Mm.
Every guitarist vibrato. It's almost like an individual fingerprint.
It's like an
It
accent. Isn't it?
identifies you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You've got such as Gary Moore, who's got a really fast vibrato.
Yeah.
You've got Clapton, who's almost shakes neck.
BB.
Which is hard to do. Really, anyway.
BB had a fast vibrato like that.
Who would be your favourite vibrato?
Oh, I don't
He
know.
were
That's
good
a
from
difficult
Free.
to,
I was just about to say my favourite one.
Kossoff were great. Yeah.
My
Kossoff.
favourite vibrato is Paul Kossoff's.
And it's not too sharp. It's not too. It's just
No.
wow, 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 wow,
Yeah.
I
wow.
like a control.
Brilliant.
I don't like it's a bit like that in my vocals. I don't like vocals that meh. I don't like that. And she warbling. And she kind of occasionally fall into that, Beth Hart, occasionally.
Yeah, she does. Oh, yeah, she does. Absolutely.
Bit like
Yeah.
that. I like a nice steady vibrato.
Yeah, she's got a bit
And
of a
I like
wobble.
that. Clapton's is a great vibrato. It's
Yeah.
steady.
Yeah.
John Mayer's got a brilliant
He
one.
has.
John Mayer's a superb vibrato.
what about Jules?
Mick Ronson.
Well, Bonamassa goes without saying. I mean, just brilliant. at
I think
everything.
Bonamassa's a bit fast for me.
No.
I think he,
Yeah, it is. It's a tad bit too fast.
Listen, you've
If
got,
I- if
you've
I have
got
to
to learn Joe can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Well, he can
Listen.
do what he wants.
Yeah,
Yes,
but can I tell you?
sometimes.
Can I
it's-
tell
it's-
you who I think's got the best vibrato on earth?
This is
And
very
none of your
specific,
guy-
everybody.
None of your guys listen to him.
Bonamassa.
It's a guy called Tom Bulkovac.
I've heard it. We've heard
Session
it.
musician
We've
out
had
of
a look at him.
Nashville. And he plays with... He's played with everybody in earth.
Took
But
lessons off
He's
Bonamassa.
the most successful session guitarist on earth now. Since Lukath has bailed out.
Yeah, he's done, hasn't he?
The thing is with music,
Well, he doesn't do sessions anymore.
there
Packed up, hasn't he?
are
Yeah,
no
yeah.
wrong or right answers.
No,
Everything's
no, there's not,
subjective.
no,
Everything,
no.
Of course it is, yeah.
Like you can do whatever you want. There are no wrongs or no rights.
I just wonder because John's known, as you well know,
Sure.
John's known for his tone and his feel. And I just wondered if he's worked on that or
I've
has
tried
it,
to,
or
yeah.
has it just come?
No,
or is it like
No, I don't. No, I
You'd
don't,
have to-
I don't
It's a good question, Wayne. So,
has he aimed his style on these because that's what he listens to?
but the thing is with John's a bit of a junkie.
Here's another one.
Wait, hold on. You're a bit of a junkie. You constantly swap and change guitars. You constantly swap and change guitars. You're always searching for the
Elusive.
The Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail. You're trying to swap and change for
Have you
something that
found
doesn't
it?
exist.
Have you found that tone?
That's just a guitarist.
Yeah.
Any
Well,
guitarist.
I don't think it is.
It is.
It is.
You ask any
Yeah.
other guitarist.
Nobody's got
Just
the
get
perfect...
another 50
Well,
guitarists
how many
on here.
guitars
No,
They'll
no,
tell you
I,
the same.
I ain't got a lot of guitars, but
Nobody's
I
got
play
a perfect
guitar,
tone.
but I can't swap and change. You swap them like Pokemon cards.
Nobody's got...
swap.
I don't think so.
This
Nobody's
is
got the
lovely
perfect
sound.
tone.
That's
Just
what
to
I
bring
do.
this into some sort of context,
Nobody's got the perfect
at the
tone.
last count, how many have you owned?
How many have I owned? I don't know. I have no idea.
A rough idea.
How many have you got? 9 house.
9.
So maybe you don't know what the perfect tone is.
You must have had over the last. Well, I've known you 25 years, and you've had possibly.
Hundreds.
Hundreds of years.
But
And you've got what in house now? 9.
9, I think. Yeah.
So you're like Bono then. You still haven't found what you're looking for.
No.
The edge.
But if you, like I say, if you had 20 guitarists on here, they'd all tell you the same. Nobody
No, I
will
don't
ever
think
be
no.
happy.
No,
Who would you
absolutely
like to
not.
sound like?
Who would I like to sound
Yeah,
like?
if you could press a button and you could
I'd
capture,
like to
you could
be.
capture that tone.
I'd like to be the best version of myself.
Do you know, I was just thinking in my own head, I hope he says John Fox.
If I could find a sound that I was really happy with,
Do you know what that sound is?
yeah, in my head. But so does
Yeah.
every guitarist.
It's finding it.
That's interesting.
And the
I find
thing
that
is,
fascinating. That.
it's not about chasing bits of gear.
No.
It's about working with these and working with what you've got,
Yeah.
whatever bit of gear you've got,
If
and see
It's
if you can
squeezing
get.
something
see
out
if
of a
you can
piece
get-
of wood, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
now I've
It's not
I've
so
seen
Yeah.
you over many of years, chop and change. If you are eventually going to find your perfect tone, will it be on Fender or Gibson?
Fender.
You think it will be the Fender?
100%.
So versatile, aren't they?
I'm hoping it's going to be on Gibson.
Well, it's not.
Much as I love playing Gibson. I love it.
Well,
It's just because it's just because- yeah,
Gibson.
Yeah, well, it's just because I prefer
I know, yeah.
Gibson.
But
And you think the Fender will give you the more
if I ever found it,
99% John Fox tone?
if I ever found that
Yeah,
sound in
yeah.
it,
You
it would
think
be
it's
on
going to be on a
it would be
Fender?
on a Strat.
Maybe there's no such thing as a perfect tone. Maybe it's,
Will it be on mint green?
Maybe it's a line. It's a line to keep you hungry.
Of course it is. I mean, the 4 of us around this table, we all listen to podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts involving guitar players. I like to hear what their thought process is. I like to hear the backstory.
Yeah.
I like to hear what's brought them to where they are. And each and every one of them says exactly the same thing. They're searching every day for that 1 ounce of what. And
They
it's
pay a
not
lot of money
there. It's
for it,
not there.
It's not there.
You know, we can sit and listen. Andy Timmins, I think he's got one of the greatest tones on earth.
Yeah.
And I was only listening to him
Good
today
vibrato as well.
on that Australian guy, that plug here for Rick Hollis with guitar chats with guitar cats.
I wrote that down.
And he were interviewing Andy Timmins. It might have been an old episode, but he's saying to him he's still struggling for that. I don't know what it is, that minuscule bit where he thinks it'll be perfect.
you
And
know
I
what
could just listen to Andy Timmins and go, what you're looking for here, what you're searching for.
I did a
I
song.
don't know what I found very strange about Andy. He made an album about bossa nova.
Well, I was going to say, because I did a song about a fair with the cycling, right? And within the song, I did the rhythm and I did the solo. It's a novelty song. It's a bit of a joke song. And I sent it to Paul.
Must have been, yeah.
Asshole. I sent it to Paul,
A friend of ours.
a friend of ours, and I said, check this out. It's a bit of fun. And he went, great Strat sound. Right. I was playing the Tokai. And
Your dad's Docker.
yeah, that's Tokai, but it's mine now.
The one that I broke the scratch plate on.
The one that fell out of the back of a pub. But I had a tinfoil face on it. It's a long story. But he went, great Strat tone. And I'm like, well, I'd paired it with synthesizers. I'd mangled it up in
were
post
crazy
compression,
indeed,
all
though.
sorts of stuff. I did loads of stuff back end within the computer
Really?
on the tone of it, and Paul went, "Great strat tone." And most of it was a synthesizer.
He'll not want to hear that.
Well, I told it him, and he didn't reply. So
I've just wrote something down there because
Ex-friend of yours.
when you were about Tokai, something clicked in my head that we were on about. I don't know if it might have been a couple of months, might have been a couple of years ago. And I said about the Tokai, and even Linda couldn't remember this. And I said, so your Tokai was known as When the Fat Lady Sings.
Well, no, it was me that couldn't remember that.
Yeah, and you asked Linda about it, and she couldn't remember.
She couldn't remember.
Can you remember that?
No.
When
I think it's in your head.
no, I don't think it is.
well, we spoke about something earlier before the cameras were rolling about
You know
how
when you played his Tokai,
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yes.
you said it's not over until the fat lady sings, and you finished with his Tokai.
But this
Yes.
was the
I seem
days.
to remember that.
This were the days when they were calling
Maybe
things multiple.
Up at Effingham?
Yes.
So you
Upper
refer to
F,
things as
yeah.
a blue whale sandwich or growling
I
tigers.
remember that.
You two were talking about
I
a
had
Chris
a-
Duarte song.
We had our own language.
You
didn't we?
did, and you were talking
No.
about a Chris Duarte song, and you because on another episode I said a good band name for me would be Growling Tigers,
Fighting Tigers.
Fighting Tigers. Sorry, that's it. And you were describing a guitar tone as Fighting Tigers.
It might,
it's
even
Chris Duarte.
it might even be Cross Keys on a Sunday afternoon
Possibly.
when he took up the air, and you always just say, it's not over till the fat lady sings.
I seem
and
to
he
remember.
played your Tokai.
It's more
We were
familiar
at that
now.
bar where there were a banister halfway through middle of Rome, and you played topside at Bannister.
Cross Keys.
Is that what it? No, it weren't there. No, another bar.
Snafu.
And I took no. And
Yeah,
I took
Snafu,
Tokai down, and you played it.
And I'm honestly,
Anyway,
don't
honestly,
really matter. It don't mean a
he
thing.
said
digress.
it's not over until the fat lady sings.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I couldn't remember this.
No, and Linda couldn't remember it either, could she? Because she asked
No.
Linda about it,
No.
and she's like, "I've never heard that." And I'm saying,
Well, anyway,
no,
the fat lady. Now,
I'm saying
That one you've got is a particularly good one.
It's
yeah.
a very tasty one. Yeah.
the fat lady now lives with Louis.
That's no way to talk about Louis.
Well, it's not actually, no. But,
But I've got,
Hope she's not listening.
I've
No,
got,
the
I've
can
got
I just, can I just mention that
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fat lady is actually a Tokai, which is based on
And
the
this will be
56.
the second one.
It's based on the 56.
Yeah.
57.
Is it
Is
57?
it 57?
57.
Right.
Are you sure?
Based on.
Why is it 57?
A 57 Fender. That is.
Because the two major historic ones are 54, which were the very first ones, and the next big hitters were 57.
Really?
And I don't think it's based on a 54.
Yeah, it's a
50
54.
56 is not a year that you mention.
Oh, about your...
I think it's based on a 57. All could be based on a 54. I don't know, but
Do you know-
54 is the first ever Strat.
The only reason I said that is
52
because
is the first ever
Woodcock
Telecaster.
says it's a 56.
Well, I don't-
It won't go out of tune. No.
It would if I had it.
Honestly, it's
Well, either way...
the most stable guitar I've got.
Have you got trembar in it?
No, taken off. I don't use it. I used to think, this is the thing you need, but I don't use it.
So this Tokai is
It's
a
so
19.
stable.
It's a replica of a 1957,
/6.
I believe it's 57 replica.
but it was an old Tokai before the
Yeah.
legal thing
it was
came in, which would make it like pre-82.
And Tokai is a Japanese brand, right?
And they had a big legal battle in early 80s where they had to change the logo because it says Fender on it and things like that.
Well,
no,
they-
it says Tokai on it,
they ended
but it looks like a...
From a distance, it could say Fender because
No.
the T is very reminiscent of the reverse F.
Now, to prove that there's nothing wrong with Tokai is the fact that John Mayer for many years would just play a black Tokai.
And Billy Gibbons,
yeah.
Billy
Yeah.
Gibbons to this day plays a Tokai.
Has he got a signature one?
Yeah.
I don't know whether he's got a signature one, but he still plays one live. And there's a guy that could have anything. He's got his own.
Well, he has.
I dare say
Gibson line. And
I dare say that John Mayer still, when he's not recording himself, he just plays a Tokai. I bet that's his main
But
home
the
guitar.
problem were, and this is why Gibson and Fender got so pissed off with him, they were making, Gibson and Fender were going through a shit period, production-wise, and Tokai were making them better
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And they got Mardy's on and said, oh, stop making them. Well, you start making them properly then.
Yeah.
What makes the difference between what you the Tokai?
Attention to detail. That's what it is. Attention to detail. And using period correct parts.
And what's it?
Period correct parts.
Right.
And that's what Fender and Gibson failed to do in the 70s. They both took that out because they'd both been bought out by, Gibson were bought out by Norlin and Fender were bought out by CBS, two massive companies, and all they were interested in were just, let's get some units through the door.
Numbers and
We're not bothered about how good they are, let's just get them out.
On the same argument as that is, over the last few years, I've bought some absolutely cracking Epiphones, which is Epiphones and Gibson.
Yeah.
Some of these Epiphones now are just as good as Gibson ones.
Yeah.
Some of these Epiphones that I've got, they're absolutely bang on. They are amazing. They're brilliant. For
The
money.
main guitar that
and
I
they're
play.
off the price of a Gibson. And you get, I bought the Slash November Rain one. And I bought he fetched it out in Gibson one, he fetched it out in Epiphone one.
it fetched out in October actually.
And it's got exactly the
Miss Target
same.
there, didn't it?
It's got all the same electronics on as a Gibson one.
The thing is,
I think the only thing that's different is the body. It's got the same neck. as a
there's no
Gibson,
difference with
same
guitars
pickups as a
and
Gibson,
and
but it's an Epiphone.
sportswear. It's just a name.
Brilliant.
You add 20% with the name.
I
That's
read-
all it is.
I read an article about
Gibson have got their act together now.
I read an article about your friend Joe Bonamassa.
Oh,
Joe Bonamassa,
never heard of it.
and there was you know how he posts constantly on Instagram these new acquisitions of guitars.
Yeah.
Well, he lined up 4 SGs.
Well, they're in now because he buys them all.
Yeah, he lined up 4 SGs, but they're all white. There was the one that you like,
The triple
triple
pickup one.
Yeah,
Love that.
He's got one.
I've got that.
Filthy.
Wait, full
Filthy.
push pots.
They all look-
It's very light, though, isn't it?
You played it, haven't you? The
Yeah,
full
yeah.
push one.
So
I've got the
he's got
green one
these-
as
he's
well.
got
With
these
P90s in it.
Calm down, calm down.
Oh, no.
He's got these 4.
My neck's killing as it is.
And one of the first comments was, and I don't tend to look at the comments, but one of the first comments was, you know, Joe, if you get the plug-in XYZ, you will get exactly the same tone as you will out on that guitar. Ooh, strong.
Thunder's rolling in.
Well, this on Instagram.
Easy target.
Well, this
So,
on Instagram.
Joe Bonamassa's comment reply was, you're absolutely right, you will. But it's not about that. It's not about, it's like having a car. It's not the car, it's the driver. And that was his response to it.
The thing is with all this is that the more there's a great. All right, I'm going to quote Paul Weller. Right.
You do something to me?
Thank you.
Oh, I can quote Paul Weller.
Right.
He's a
I remember that being in the middle of Wildwood, but
Right.
He's a big moto, isn't he?
I will quote Paul Weller for you.
He's got worse. hasn't he?
The more I know, the less I understand.
Well, it's a line from a song, yeah.
I think it's actually a Greek from a Greek poem, but I just. But the thing is with this that the further you look into things, the more distracted you get from the actual purpose. I believe.
I agree with that statement, yeah.
So, to add to what you were saying before, so my favorite guitar. Now I love the Tokai that I have. I love it to pieces, but the majority of the time that what I play is an Epiphone 1970s SG, really heavy, chunky piece of gear, but it's got some internet copies of Les Paul push-pull pickups on, which I've widened the wrong way around so that the bridge is on the down and everything else is on the up. I love it to pieces.
well, there you go. You've just hit the nail on the head. You like it, then
Yeah,
it's good for you.
I've found
You
what
know,
I'm looking for.
Manufacturers,
There's a song
they
there
mass
somewhere.
produce guitars, and they send them to everybody, and not everybody likes the same neck profile. Not everybody likes the layout. The SE that I had, I got rid of it because I found this area too cluttered. You've got 2 volumes, 2 tones,
Yeah,
the pickup selector, and the input jack, all in a very close area.
yeah.
So, being a bit clumsy, I just couldn't get my head around it. I like it spaced apart, like a Les Paul pickup selector there. So I got rid of my SG. It was a lovely SG. But
Well, the SG I've got the Classic Pro one, and it's got pull push pots on it.
yeah.
I've got 25 guitars all in one there.
But I just
It's
found for me,
absolutely brilliant.
in a live setting,
Brilliant.
and this is other thing, Wayne, you don't play out live, no disrespect, but when I was playing out live, I found it all to be a little bit congested here.
Yeah.
When I was going to turn neck volume down, bridge volume up, and maybe roll a bit of tone off.
And you like
Because everything's in a right small space.
Yeah,
isn't
it is.
you like
Yeah.
that?
And then you've got pickup selector down here,
Yeah.
and you've got input
I
jack
just like
down
that
here.
idea of
See, I like that.
pushing,
But that's-
It all
pull
got a bit
out,
congested
Fender.
for me.
I just
Whereas on Les Paul, you've got your 2 volumes, 2 tone. Yeah,
Yeah,
the inputs front bottom,
but
so that's how that way.
Yeah.
And pickup selectors here.
I don't like
So-
it. I've never liked.
I like that because it gives me a bit of.
Well,
Yeah.
how do you explain the back then?
Well, that's just. I mean,
Because
strat
you're
is
the
so
big
easy.
back man, aren't you?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, in terms of Gibsons,
Yeah.
I prefer the Les Paul because I've got a bit of
Yeah.
movement,
Yeah.
rather than the SG where everything's all just congested. That's why I got shut at my SG because I thought
That's why.
it didn't work for me in a live
I
situation.
mean, that's a logical explanation. That makes complete sense.
Yeah, it did for me because
Yeah.
I thought
What about?
I was sort of, I'm going for it wrong fucking volume part.
Or is that just because like? I'm trying to figure out a modern way of saying it. Is that just because you were used to playing an Xbox rather than PlayStation? Do you know what I mean?
I've never played either.
No, but you can understand the process. Like
I get
the buttons,
analogy.
the
I get the
buttons are in
analogy.
different
Yeah.
directions.
You get that.
But
Yeah.
you know when you're in the middle of I want to roll my neck pickup down,
Yeah,
and I want to wind my treble pick up.
yeah.
I'm
liking this service.
wrong one because everything's all in
Yeah.
the same space.
See, when I put in new, I'm sorry, everyone. This is
I bet
very
this-
is very
this-
guitar specific.
It is.
But this episode
It might be a little bit too guitar
it's going to make for
specific.
real good watching this one.
No,
isn't it?
people.
Yeah.
I think an
Have you-
audience that
have-
appreciates.
Have you
but-
ever played? I mean, I don't want to.
I'm sorry, Wayne. So one.
What he's saying is, shut up.
Yeah,
Oh, I've gone now. Never mind. You got it.
I've got it.
So you got it anyway, see?
I don't want to knock you down, but have you ever played pull push pots?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know the benefit of them. You get like
You remember
get
that
like-
brown Epiphone I had when
Oh, right,
one of the
yeah,
last
yeah.
times you came to see me?
yeah,
And you went, oh, you're doing playing an Epiphone.
yeah.
And that got push-pull pots on
Oh,
it.
is it? Yeah. Well, you get like a Fender and a Gibson all in one guitar, don't you?
Yeah, but it doesn't work. It's
Well,
not.
I know it's not as easy as that, but you get you pull them out. It's bright. You
I
push
get
them
advantages, it, yeah.
in. You get
Right. Well, on this very guitar specific podcast, I'm going to draw it to a close because I think you are all sick of it.
with a
Wayne?
Goodbye.